And Chrysler, welcome to another Flames War Battle Report, first run of the year, finally. So I got Richard over and we're going to be trying the first mission in the Link campaign in the American Bulge book, and we'll go into that in a second. So using a few new units, models and formations today, and looking back, using some Fallschirmjager, so it'll be quite a nice mission today. Okay, here's today's mission, Roadblock. Very difficult one for the attacker. Just they've got a lot of ground to cover in 6 turns, fighting their way through basically 60% of the enemy force right in the centre of the table. And with immediate reserves, the only thing in the favour is deep immediate reserves. And the defender will have minefields for every 50 points, so 2 in this game. So difficult. I was thinking of doing a list where I could use night attack, but I felt that would have just slowed me down even more. So, well, let's see how it goes.
Okay, so here we have my attacking Fallschirmjager company. Oh, boys, I've missed you, beautiful models. So hopefully you better do good today, otherwise you might not come out of the box for a while. So we have a Fallschirmjager Rifle Company. We have a HQ with 2 SMG teams. We then have 2 identical platoons of 10 teams with Panzerfaust and an additional heavy machine gun. And these guys are pretty good. They're the best of the best. So no 9th, no 116th Panzer Division this game. This is the cream of the crop. And I'm paying the cost for it as well. Also in the formation we have 3 of the little stubby mortars that they have, so not quite the range in the normal mortars, but should do the job. And if they haven't got the range, 12cm mortars will. So again in formation, and that is it. Just the 5 units, but hopefully the artillery will keep the formation intact for them to do the job. Now I do have support. I do have some armour in the form of assault guns. So did originally have 5 Panzer IVs on the list, but they're squishy armour now, really, for what the Americans can bring in the Bulge book. So I've gone with something that is both front armour 7 and with a decent gun as well. So hopefully they will work, and it's a debut for the Hetzers as well. So we have 3 Hetzers and 3 Fallschirmjager Stugs. We have 2 units of Pumas, so American armour is a bit light at this period in the war. So Chaffies and maybe Hellcats, if they take the field, look out. We also have 3 Vesps, again, more artillery, just in case I haven't got the range. But I think artillery I need to dig out these Americans. So command card changed the Panzer III OP to SDKFZ 250 OP, mainly because I don't have a late war Panzer III model. And rounding off 100 points, we have own goal. So hopefully this will slow down the American reserves coming in and actually give me a chance, because this is going to be an uphill struggle. Okay, and here is Richard's American Bulge Force. So he has a battle-weary armoured rifle company. We've seen the models, but we've not seen this formation before. So basically, it's like your standard veteran armoured rifles, but they are reluctant, but they still rally on a 4, so not too bad. But they do have a huge point drop, and there's also a cool feature with this formation as well. So we have a HQ with 2 SMG teams and a 50 cal half track, and then we have 2 full armoured rifle platoons, and you can have them now, as you can see, without their half tracks, which is quite interesting, and as I said, a big points drop. So each platoon has 6 rifle teams, 5 bazookas, 2 LMGs and a mortar. Still in formation, we have 3 57mm anti-tank guns. These guys do not have HE. We also have a heavy machine gun section, so 4 heavy machine guns with 2 50 cal half tracks, and then we have 3 armoured mortars, and that is it for the formation. So nice and sizable, and will be hard to shift. We then have the support, so we have 4 M10s, so these are veteran in the Bulge book, and we have 4 regular Chaffies, which are on debut as well. So a very light tank, same as a Stuart, but with the armament of a 75mm Sherman. We also have a veteran late Sherman platoon, so we have 1 75mm late Sherman, 2 76mm Shermans, a 75 Jumbo, and we have an M4 Sherman as well, so that's -1 point. And I've actually got the correct hull for a change. And that is it for models. One more command card. We have George S. Patton Jr. So for 4 points, unit leaders within 8 inches of line of sight of their formation commander. The unit passes rally or remount on a 2+. So that really mitigates the reluctance. And each turn you may reroll 1 failed die to roll to receive reserves. So not bad 4 points really. And that is it. These are the guys who are going to be defending, so might as well have a little look at the map before we pick our sides. So here's today's table. I have a new gaming mat, bought my present for myself for Christmas, new factory and a suction station. So a decent looking town here, apart from it's being a bit ruined over here, and the factory over here. Some cover, we've got some tall terrain in form of the trees and the hills, and some embankments here going into their yard here for the factories of the railway, and then just some short terrain in the fields to break up before you go into the buildings. And that's it. So I wonder what side Richard will pick, and then we'll be underway. We'll show you deployment and then we'll get some dice rolling. Okay, we are deployed. This is Richard's deployment. Everything's bunched up nicely in the middle. Basically all my artillery is ranged in over here, so it is clipping some units now, but it was just trying to cleave them away from this corner. 2 minefields here in the centre, quite good because it would stop me doing a road dash. In ambush we have the heavy machine guns, and in reserve we have the Chaffies and the veteran Sherman platoon, and the half track for the HQ is in the rear. As for me, we got mortars ranged in here and here and here for the Americans. I managed to do a spearhead with the Pumas and did a 2 cross checks on a 4+, and I have 2nd platoon of the Fallschirmjager deployed around them. In the centre I have my OP with the Hetzers and my little mortars, and then everything else then is over here. So another spearhead move just to gain a few more inches for my platoon. And that is it. So we're going into turn 1 for the Germans. And good luck.
Yep, good luck.
Hopefully it'll go my way. Okay, German movement. The Pumas have done a tactical moving up the street, and then this platoon here has moved forward, tactical as well. Hetzers have done a tactical move to gain some cover behind this rubble. Stugs did a cross-country dash. Infantry did a blitz, then a tactical, and kept their movement there. Pumas did a terrain dash with a failed follow me, and the HQ is in the switching station. So we're going up into German shooting. Okay, so I started with a smoke barrage from my Vesps up here to protect my infantry coming across. The little mortars used their ranged their marker here, and I managed to take out the mortar team that was here already, so that was good. And obviously pinned 2nd platoon. The heavy mortars used their spotter, the OP, to range in here, and I pinned 1st platoon and the anti-tank guns. I then had some just small arms from the buildings here, and the Pumas didn't get any hits, and then the Hetzers tried shooting at the anti-tank guns and almost got a 6, which then came to a 5, so needed an 8 to hit. And that was it for my turn, so now we go into American turn 1. Motivation all passed for the Americans because they only need 2s, because this unit leader is winning 8 of pretty much everyone in formation, so very good play on the pattern card here. And ambush has come in the form of the heavy machine gun, so they've gone here. Over 4 inches away because they have concealment. No reserves for the Americans. Able to roll 1 dice and then get to re-roll it because of the pattern card again. And if he had been successful, I wouldn't have been able to own goal it. So, because obviously you can't re-roll a re-roll, the golden rule. So we go into American movement. American movement, only movement is the M10s doing a cross-country across to the other side of the board. And that was it. So now we go into American shooting. Okay, American shooting was pretty much all artillery. So we have the mortars ranged in here, and then the little mortar from 1st Platoon ranged in here. No kills, but did pin this platoon. The heavy machine guns with their half-tracks managed to pin this platoon and kill the only 2 guys they could see. And then the anti-tank guns fired down the road at the Hetzers but missed. So that is it. So 2 pinned Fallschirmjager platoons. And they need a rally. Only one of them has a reroll because of the HQ. So we will see how it goes in turn 2. Okay then, so both my platoons rallied. I did need a reroll over here. And I did look cocked for a second, but luckily I managed to balance that dice quite nicely. So we're continuing to roll forward with the Germans. Okay, German movement. The Fallschirmjäger pushed forward into the buildings here, and the fields with the Pumas moving up. Stugs have just shuffled around so they can get some shots in the infantry, because the guys in the open here have gone into the factory, apart from 2, because they failed their follow me. One of the Pumas has moved into the field because they can both shoot at the M10s. So it's just going to be artillery trying to do some work for me. And that is it. So we go into German shooting. Okay, German turn 2 shooting. This platoon here is pinned again, but no casualties. I managed to take out one of the anti-tank guns, but they're not pinned. And 1st platoon is pinned, and the heavy machine guns are pinned. With 1 bailed out half track, and that is it. So we are now going into American turn 2. Okay, American motivation. This platoon is unpinned, and I did manage to kill the unit leader for this guy's last turn. So their rally was still on a 2, and Richard rolled a 1, but he was just outside of 6 inches for the re-rolls, so they stayed pinned. Heavy machine guns are pinned, but the half-track managed to get back in on a 6, so they're not running, at least that transport isn't. No reserve rolls yet, and Patton did not convert it, but there will be reserves coming in next turn. So, we go into American movement. Okay, American movement. The half-track has been called forward. The M10s have done a tactical move, but they have failed their blitz. And that is it for American movement, so we go into their shooting again. Okay, American shooting, artillery got no hits. They managed to range in, but no hits. 1st platoon were pinned, so they couldn't fire. And then basically, the Fallschirmjäger platoon here was 1 off being pinned. Did lose someone though. And here, 2 off being pinned and also lost someone. But that is it. So no rally tests to do this turn for me. As we go into German turn 3. Okay, German movement, Fallschirmjäger moving out to assault, and the other Fallschirmjäger moving out to assault. Stugs failed the blitz, so I moved them into cover. Hetzers have done a tactical move going forward. Not sure doing what the Pumas. I am slowly running out of time for this mission, so let's try and whittle down these Americans as much as I can and see how I can go from there. So here we go into German shooting. Okay, so pretty much everything the Americans have is pinned now. It is as good as I'm going to get into assaults. I didn't find my Pumas, so I want to lure the M10s out a little bit more if I can. So we're going into assault phase for the Germans. Okay, one assault went good down here. Put 1 platoon so they're last standing. And basically over here, this platoon had 7 hits on them in defensive fire and lost 4 guys. So not so good for this platoon. So we're going into American turn 3, and reserves will be coming on now. Okay, so even with own goal, all the American reserves are coming in this turn. Everything apart from 1st platoon, they've failed to rally. The heavy machine guns rallied, didn't they? On a 5, did they rally?
No,
they did not rally, but 2nd platoon with their 2 remaining guys passed their last stand, so Not looking good for the Germans at the moment, going to turn 3 with the rest of the Americans coming in to help. Okay, American movement. The half-tracks have moved back. Chaffies have done a tactical onto the hill. These guys have done a dash with a follow me to bring up the slow boys. M10s did a blitz move to creep further forward, and the half-track just did a little bit of a shuffle. And maybe do some dig-ins with that remainder of that platoon. You want to do that?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
And one of the anti-tank guns isn't dug in. No.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So that is it. So we go into American shooting with no artillery this turn, which will be great. Okay, American shooting. The Chaffies managed to kill a guy in the forest here. These guys were pinned anyway. Not many hits, no hits in fact from these. M10s killed one Puma and bailed another, and then did a successful shoot and scoot. This platoon here is down to one unit leader and a heavy machine gun, so they'll be last standing. And that is it. So now we go into German turn 4. German motivation all passed. This platoon is clear. That platoon is clear and past its last stand, so I've just moved them straight back in already. And the Puma got back in and has stayed. So nice of him, thank you very much. So we are going into movement. Okay, German movement. Not to sound defeatist, but I don't think I'm going to get this one. So I'm just going to kill as many Americans as possible to help out in game 3, because I will play as a sort of linked campaign from the book. So Fallschirmjager here moved up to assault the HQ and the remnants of 2nd platoon. The Pumas have moved up to try and either go for anti-tank guns or the half-track. Hetzers have done the same thing. Stugs have moved to go for the half-tracks up here, and the Pumas remain stationary. Everything else remains stationary, can take pot shots at other stuff, and that is it. So we're going to start the shooting phase with some smoke. Okay, shooting. Smoke from the little mortars have come here to protect me from M10s. My Pumas managed to get rid of the half-track, and I managed to kill the remnants of 2nd platoon with the Hetzers MGs. Stugs did absolutely nothing. My other Puma over here killed another half-track. My 12cm mortars ranged in over here and killed an MG. And my Vesp did nothing, I don't think. I think I killed an LMG and a bazooka, sorry. Let's not slag off the Vesps. And then this platoon opened fire, got nothing, and these guys just tried to pin the HQ, but did nothing. So we do have an assault. So I've killed a half-track and another infantry platoon. So if I can get rid of the anti-tank guns or the HQ, it'd be looking good for the campaign, and this is what counts. So here we go. Okay, assaults. The HQ and the anti-tank guns are gone, but I'm down to 3 units in the Fallschirmjager platoon. So I could maybe break Richard's formation, and that's the only way I'm going to do this. So we are going into American turn 4. Okay, so these guys have failed to rally, no 2+s now, and these guys have failed to rally, but the half-track is absolutely loving it. So Richard's just about to dig these guys in. No, because 2 bazookas and a rifle team.
Yeah, all of those.
They had to move. So that is it. So now we go into American movement. Okay, continuing on from American movement, the Chaffies have moved up to get rid of the infantry. These guys on the hill are already in a good position. M10's passed another blitz move, and the half-tracks are moving away to stop formation break-in. Good idea.
Yep.
Okay, so we are going into American shooting. Okay, German shooting. My Pumas are gone. The M10s have taken out one of the Stugs, but failed their shoot and scoot, so I can fire back. The Chaffies were unfortunately not any kills, but that was purely because of my bullet dancing, dodging guys. The 76mm Shermans on the hill missed the Hetzers, and the other ones opened up their MGs and they killed 2 guys, so these guys are last standing as well. So that is it. Richard cheekily asked me if I want to call it. I'm not calling it. I got dice to roll. So
this is Third Reich. They kept, even though when they knew they were beaten, they kept on, didn't they?
This isn't an attrition campaign, so I'm okay. So I'm going to play. Well, we've got 2 more turns, and I'm not going to win, but I want to kill more stuff. So
waiting for your Wunderwaffe and your miracle weapons.
Yeah, my miracle weapons. They're coming in. The Furious promised me. So we're going into German turn 5. Okay, so the 2 Fallschirmjager platoons have gone. They've had enough, which, fair enough, they were down to 1 man each. Apart from the HMG, who in here was also going to go. So we still have some shooting now, and I'm going to take out some M10s, and I'm going to break his formation with pure artillery. So that is it. So we're going into German shooting. Okay, only movement I've done is the Pumas have moved only to see 1 Chaffee, because then the Chafees are going to have to move to see the rest of me. Everything else has remained stationary. So we are going into shooting. Okay, shooting. I've managed to bail one of the Chafees. My Stugs are absolutely useless, not doing anything. I got a bunch of hits over here with my artillery, but no kills. Over here though, got quite a few. So basically the hits as an artillery combination have whittled them down to just the 4 bazookas, a unit leader and a rifle team. So getting there. And that is it. So we're going into American turn 5. Motivations, pass. Motivation, pass on 5s, but the half track's had enough. So Richard promised me an assault. You better keep up that promise. It might lose you the game, but.
No.
Okay, alright, so we go into American movement. Okay, this is probably the most movement Rich has done all game. Ever, maybe. So basically, Chafees have moved here. A tactical. I've suggested a tactical. He wanted to blitz him, but... well, we'll see. There's 8 shots on 6s, so I think that's enough. These guys have tactically moved down. These guys have dug in. M10's another blitz move. Hopefully they'll finish off the Stugs because they've been useless and they deserve to die. So there we go. We go into American shooting. Okay, American shooting. Killed another Stug and bailed another. 76s missed again. 1 hit from a 75. They're on the move and long range. And I rolled a 1. So me taking front armour 7 tanks over front armour 6 has literally done nothing. And the Puma here is dead, but we still have 1 alive, so we'll see what happens. So I will play my last turn. I will check if I have a last turn, but Rich has got a comfortable minor victory here. Okay, so motivations. Puma has stuck around, the Hetz has got back in, and of course the Stug, not Stug Life today, has failed his remount with a reroll, but for some reason has stuck around on a 6. Why? Okay, so 1 more turn of shooting. I'm hoping I'll kill some Chafees, maybe some more infantry bases, but we'll see. So we're going into the shooting. We'll do some movement. I might move my HQ out, I might get lucky. So we'll go into shooting. Okay, so that is game. I very, very close. Got 3 hits on the heavy machine guns up there. And then Richard passed all 3. Had to re-roll them and then passed all 3 again. But he rolled triple 3, then triple 6. Excellent saving. Killed 2 bazookas with my little mortars down by here. Gave me a bit of hope. My Puma managed to kill a Chaffee. And my Hetzer managed to bail another. And that is game. So yes, minor victory for the Americans. That's the only thing I'm taking out of that. Very, very difficult mission this.
Yeah, hard.
Especially, I think the best thing that the Americans can take in this is armoured rifles, because they can really spread that little corridor.
You can literally cover the whole.
Easy. It was easy. There was no way through. I was hoping that the road would be clear and I could my road dash, and that was my only chance really, but they were blocked there. My man of the match is going to be the Fallschirmjager platoon that came through here. They're dead now, but they did a very good job. when they did. You, Richard, do you have a man on
I
that?
don't know. Maybe maybe either the platoon that stayed in or the tank destroyers. What do you reckon?
Tank destroyers basically took out a Fallschirmjager stud platoon, 2 Pumas.
Yeah, but it was once it was one, wasn't it? It was once the game was won, I thought. No, I'll give it to... They did very well, but it was once you...
I personally think George S. Patton Jr. might be the match, because those 2 rallies really helped quite a bit.
I think so. Yeah. Because
personally, I just give it to the formation commander, because he was the one who actually was able to let you use that. So formation commander, also basically 2 man of the matches who passed away. But
George S. Patton Jr.
Yeah, but that was good. It was enjoyable. I think Richard was saying he was expecting more armour, but I think armour would have even struggled even more for me, trying to get through armoured rifles. I'm glad they put Fallschirmjager, because they were really good. Was toying with a night attack, but it's getting to the objectives back here that's the problem. I think maybe this would be better suited for Americans, because they have the mobility, or British and Soviets, but Germans might struggle with this. And you guys might think different. You mentioned in the comments what you think. Obviously you got your half-track companies, but it's just the punch.
Because you need numbers, and you just don't have numbers.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take Greyhound. I didn't want to take Greyhound anymore. But no, Fallschirmjager, when they did get into combat, they did really well. They really chopped up these doughboys. But no, it was really good, and the Bulge American definitely brings something different for the Americans. Nice to see the Chaffies finally get a run out. Nice to see a Jumbo get the run out. All these guys were pretty much as effective as my Stugs were. No, it was really good, and very good to get your half tracks out of the way, because I would have definitely gone for them. But yeah, that's it. So stay tuned for, I think the next mission is Elastic Defense, it's called. I'm not sure whether we'll have Richard for that one, or we'll have someone else. But yes, it is a campaign, it's a linked campaign, so the only thing I could do with this one was to stop the Americans getting any bonuses for game 3, because these bonuses really do hurt, because you lose your ambush or you lose your spearhead or something silly like that. But yeah, so probably next game we will try and finish off the D-Day start sets. I actually have the recon patrol now, so I'll actually be able to have another M8 scout car, and that's it. So everyone stay safe, and look forward to the next mission. And actually the next game will be with Panzerschule. I'll be having him over for a remote game, and very interesting. I was thinking, what am I playing as? I'm playing as British Canadians, and he is playing as a Panzer IV company, so it'll be interesting. So until then, stay safe.